Comfort zones are very appropriately named. They're the zones in which we are least stressed out and most comfortable. And comfort zones can pertain to many things in life, many areas of life. And of course, if you think about it, comfort zones do change, they do shift as we grow and as we change. So let's talk about what's great about comfort zones. First of all, as I already said, that's where we are most comfortable and least likely to be stressed. There are some kind of parameters pertaining to anything and everything in life where you feel safe, you feel comfortable, and as long as you operate within those boundaries, that's your comfort zone. That's where you're good to go, and you're probably not getting stressed out. But as soon as you step out of that comfort zone, you are subject to experiencing stress. Sometimes a little bit, sometimes a great deal of stress. But stepping out of your comfort zone is what oftentimes introduces some kind of stress pertaining to whatever that comfort zone is all about. The funny thing about comfort zones is that they're important to have in life because we do spend a lot of time in our comfort zones. This is where we feel safe and at peace. However, we are meant to learn and grow and move forward, none of which can really happen without us stepping outside of our comfort zone. If you've ever learned how to ride a bicycle, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As a child, you may have started out riding a little tricycle or maybe a little bicycle with some training wheels that helped you to balance. But as you attempted to gain a new skill of riding a bicycle without training wheels, without any additional support, you had to step out of your comfort zone, that which you already knew, that at which you were already good. Tricycles, training wheels, you were good to go with that. You had to let go of it if you wanted to grow and learn and move beyond where you were in terms of your abilities and your skills. So that required you to step out of your comfort zone. It may have been a bit uncertain, maybe even scary. There was some trial and error. Maybe you fell down and got hurt. But if you kept at it, if you kept going back, you build a new skill that now shifted and expanded that particular comfort zone. And now if you ride a bike, you are perfectly comfortable being on a bike. That is now within your comfort zone. Of course, for those who take it a step further and graduate from a bicycle to a unicycle, that's a whole new learning experience that takes you out of the comfort zone of two wheels and pushes you into a stressful situation of having to learn a new skill, a new way of riding from a bicycle to a unicycle. There's probably fewer number of people out there who can relate to that jump. Nonetheless, the idea is that as we grow, as we move forward, as we learn in life, we have to step out of our comfort zones and learn new things, gain new experiences, and in that sense, grow our comfort zone, expand it to now embrace something new. So how do we do that with the least amount of stress? Because as I said, being in the comfort zone is a good place to be and good place to avoid stress. But since stepping out of the comfort zone can be stressful to us, how do we still continue to grow and learn and move forward without letting stress take us down? Think growth without overwhelm. The idea for some things may be to simply take your time to take baby steps as a way of growth and advancements. Step out of that comfort zone a little bit at a time. That may not be applicable to everything, and it will vary by individual how big your steps are. Some people simply jump into the deep end, and that's just how they are, and they're okay with that. You may or may not be one of those people. If stepping out of your comfort zone stresses you out, remember that gradual exposure is key. Taking baby steps is how you can step out of your comfort zone, get just enough stress exposure to grow and move forward, but not to let it take you down, take you out. Small changes. This is how you build up your resilience, and this is how you learn that new skill or have that new experience and expand your comfort zone. So whether your exposure is little by little or something bigger, it will depend on the person. This is how you build up the resilience that you need to now redefine that particular comfort zone. Remember, don't get so comfortable with your comfort zones that you are incapable or unwilling to change and grow and expand and move forward. That's not really fair to you in life. Enjoy your comfort zones, but also know how to step outside of them so that you continue your forward movement in life, in your growth, in your learning. If that means baby steps, then do that. If you're one of those individuals who jumps in at the deep end and you're fine with that, then that's what you can do. But if stress is a concern for you, especially when it comes to stepping out of your comfort zone, baby steps, exposure, repetition, and building up that resilience so that before you know it, you can shift that comfort zone, redefine it, and now feel comfortable with your new task or skill or experience. Balance in life is so important in many ways, and this is just another example. We have to find a balance between security and comfort, which is what comfort zones represent, and also growth. Remember, never stop learning and growing. Once we stop growing, once we stop learning, we start to die little by little. For some of you, that may simply mean being stuck where you are. For others, that may actually mean regressing and going backwards. So never allow the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone dictate your ability to grow and learn and move forward in life. Remember, comfort zones are great, but so is expanding and redefining them. And how you do it, how quickly you do it, is absolutely up to you. But make sure that you're always testing those comfort zone boundaries. If you'd like to learn more about a comprehensive approach to stress management, check out the links below.